Okay, I think we are live and in person, online and here. Okay, anyway, whoever is there, out there in person or online, good evening and welcome. My name is Marc Mamigonian. I'm Director of Academic Affairs here at NAASR, the National Association for Armenian Studies and Research. And on behalf of NAASR and the Cambridge-Yerevan Sister City Association, SISCA, thank you for making time to be here. We're happy, as always, to be working with SISCA as we've done for more than 35 years. Indeed, ever since SISCA's establishment in 1987, and I think technically maybe even before it was established, if that makes sense. And I want to thank everyone at SISCA who has worked hard to make this evening tonight possible, as well as the panel that took place on Monday evening at Harvard University. And in particular, I want to thank SISCA President Roxanne Medzorian, Vice President Isabel Hamill, and Treasurer Nicole Simmons, Nicole Simmons, yes. If that's her real name. Anyway, this is also a perfect opportunity for me to remind you all that both NAASR and SISCA depend on the support of its members. So please, if you are not a member of these organizations, become one. It's very easy to do so, and I think almost painless. So you can join online, or you can see someone in this room tonight about becoming a member. Tonight we focus on the distant past with a look at, actually, sorry, before I go into the distant past, let me look into the near future. I'm not going to tax you with listing all of the upcoming events, but in the interest of time and saving my voice, I just want to mention that over the next several weeks, there are a number of programs here at the NAASR headquarters and online in Southern California, at UCLA, at Columbia University. And we are very pleased about a month from today, in October, to be co-sponsoring a major conference at the Armenian Genocide Museum Institute in Yerevan on the international recognition of the Armenian genocide, memorial political and geopolitical stakes of a decades-long unfinished struggle. The next program, however, which I do want to mention because it's in 2 days, on Saturday, September 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, we will have an online book discussion, Azerbaijan and the Destruction of Armenian Civilization, presented by the volume's English language editors, Dr. Rachel Gashgarian and Christina Moranci, with Rafi Kartoshian of RAA, Research on Armenian Architecture. This program is co-sponsored by NAASR, the NAASR Kalus Gulbenkian Foundation series on contemporary Armenian issues, the Mashtots Chair in Armenian Studies at Harvard, the Society for Armenian Studies, and RAA, Research on Armenian Architecture. Again, this is Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't come here. It will be on your computer. See you there. Yes, tonight we focus on the distant past with a look at the treasures of Areni-1 Cave. Many of you know there is a great deal of exciting archaeological work being done in Armenia today and in recent years. And in the few most recent years, there's been a significant increase actually in the number of grants that NAASR and the Knights of Vartan Fund for Armenian Studies, with whom we partner, has provided to some very cool archaeological projects in the Republic of Armenia. I don't want to get technical, but they are very cool archaeological projects. So we're very fortunate tonight to have a distinguished speaker and a fascinating topic. Adigyozalyan was born in the city of Armavir in Armenia. She holds a master's degree in archaeology from Yerevan State University. Since 2016, she has participated in many surveys and excavations conducted by the Institute of Archaeology and Ethnography of the National Academy of Sciences in Armenia, including Areni-1 Cave in Vayots Dzor, about which we will hear presently, Archeological Cave in Sunik. I like how they have numbers. Paleolithic sites in the Barapat River Valley and Arat Depression, and other archaeological sites in Armenia, as well as in the Czech Republic. Ani has authored and co-authored 14 scientific publications, including articles published in Aramazd, PLOS ONE, and Archaeopress, and the recently published book Stone Age of Armenia Illustrated Catalog. She currently works as a senior laboratory assistant researcher at the Institute of Archaeology and Ethnography, and also at the History Museum of Armenia in the Department of Early Archaeology. We will have time for Q&A after her talk. For those of you on Zoom, please use the Zoom Q&A function. For those of you in the room, if you are physically able to, please come up to the microphone over there in the front, which will allow everyone, including those online, to hear you. There will be a reception and refreshments following the program. Now, please welcome our speaker, Ani Adigyozalyan. Ani.
Hello.
Get this right down for you, so
it's okay.
everyone can hear.
It's first time too much people gather for listening to me, so I'm a little bit worried, especially in USA because I'm first time in USA. So. So Areni-1 Cave located in Armenia, which is part of Armenian Highlands. Armenian Highlands, because of its geographical location, Armenian Highlands have been one of the important crossroads for human activity and human migration, connecting Europe, Middle East, Caucasus, and Asia. Armenia is very rich with its cave, especially Vayots Dzor, where Areni-1 Cave is located. There is an interesting story. It's interesting, I think, to know that during Cold War.
Sorry, I'm being told. I'm going to get you right up close.
During Cold War, Ministry of Defense of USSR. No.
Go ahead. Please.
Gave a big budget for documenting caves in the country for possible nuclear war. And geologists found around 3,000 caves in Armenia. And they were marked whether there were traces of human activity or not. And Areni-1 was one of that cave where was found human activity traces. And here you can see the caves next to Arpa River, which is flows in Vayots Dzor. Areni-1 Cave is a three-chambered karstic sedimentary cave. It formed during Jurassic Cretaceous period, so yes, dinosaurs still were around. And it was also known as Bird's Cave for locals, and because many cave swallows nest there. So still dinosaurs there, you can see. This is stratigraphy and topography of the cave. The cave has many archaeological and cultural layers, starting from Neolithic to Middle Age with some gaps. But the most important artifacts are coming from Chalcolithic period, especially from Chalcolithic phase, from 4,300 to 3,400 BC. This is the topography of the cave, where you can see that the two trenches are inside of the cave. This is the entrance of the cave, and the three trenches are outside of the cave. The Chalcolithic inhabitations used the cave for different purposes. Each site was used for different purposes. Inner part, the inside of the cave, was used for ritual and ceremony purposes. Outside was dedicated to household and production activities. Here was their garbage and so on. Many organic materials were found from the cave, which is very exciting because the cave has exceptional conditions. The climate is always very dry and stable. It's between 16 to 21 Celsius degree. I don't know in Fahrenheit how much is it. And it depends from the outside of the weather. And also the other factor that so many organic materials were preserved there is the thick layer of animal dung, which saved the cultural layer from outside of the weather and sealed the layer. Excavations started from 2007 and constantly excavated until 2014, headed by Boris Gasparian from Armenia and the others from outside the country. This is the central gallery of the cave, Trench 1. Many rounded pots and rounded clay structures were found here. Also, the famous wine-making complex were found here. It's around here. Many seeds, organic materials, burials with human remains, dismembered and complete human remains. Also textiles and so on. I will speak about it after. And wine had a very important role in ritual purposes. This is the winery. This is the press area where they were pressing the grape, and they are the clay structures. Trench 2 is also inside the cave. It's almost repeating the Trench 1. It's a continuation of the Trench 1, has the same layers, also cremations, clay structures, and burials. This is the entrance of the cave from where the shoe is coming. It's the huge is the trench where the huge area was excavated, and the largest amount of archaeological materials are coming from here. It was dedicated, as I said, for production and household activities, and also the stratigraphy is very complex here. Medieval layers are cut the Chalcolithic layer and damage it with their dwellings and other structures. This is the leather shoe, 5,500 years old. It has 24.5 centimeter length. It's corresponding to EU 37 size and 6.5 US size. This is the pot from where it was found. It was found in upside down position, and from the Chalcolithic pit, late Chalcolithic phase, filled with grass, which was probably for maintaining the shape of the shoe or making it more comfortable. Why do we know that it's 5,500 years old? Because 4 samples were C14 dated in Oxford and in California. 3 samples from the leather, 1 sample from the grass. And the samples provide the age of the shoe. With the shoe from the same pit, 3 horns and from wild goat, scapula and other ceramic shards and animal remains, plant remains were found. Other Chalcolithic leather fragments were also found from the same trench, and 2 of them these two of them are older than the shoe, and we don't know what they were going to do with this. Maybe they are going to make a shoe. This is the shoe displayed at History Museum of Armenia. The next important discovery, it's a wine-making complex. This is as I show you, this is the pressing area. They pressed the grape and the juice was extracting on these jars. And many organic materials, like, especially grape remains, were found next to it. Even from the shirt was found malvidin. From some analysis showed that there were malvidin, which is a pigment which gives the color of wine, and also pomegranate, but this time for wine. Sorry. This is the remains. You can see the grape seeds, pedicles, stems, even desiccated skin of the grape was preserved. Other plant remains also were found both from Trench 3 and Trench 1. These are desiccated pear, stone of the peach and walnut, and that's it. Many potteries were found from the cave, started from Neolithic to Middle Age, but these are the Chalcolithic potteries, very well polished. The surface is very well polished with colorful, which is unique for Chalcolithic period. This one is the important pot from Chalcolithic period. It has many the ornaments on it. The bottom part of the pot, bottom part of the pot, in the center of the bottom part of the pot is an image of a sun. This is upper part of the pot where you can see the lines, the dots, which symbolize the earth, like a river, a mountain, and other. And in the middle of the middle part of the pot, you can see animals, dragons, snakes, sheep, and you can fantasize how much you want. I have this video for you. You can see more clearly. This is the animal. And this is the vessel during the excavations. It's here. It's more clear. The other important artifacts are bone tools. There were found many bone tools, but these are the nicer ones. This is a bone divider from ivory. This is bone, the amulet comb. This is some button. This one, I don't know what is it, but it's very nice. Ovals and other tools. For me, it looks like this monk. But the awls and the scrapers, these two scrapers made from scapula, was probably used for processing leather and making holes on the ceramic, making holes on the leather and removing the fur from the leather. This is also a very nice artifact. It's made from horn. The body is from horn and bottom part is a wood. And they attach to each other with small, nice nails, wooden nails. And we have other wooden artifacts which are mostly repeating the function of the bone tools. Some of them could be used for textile purposes, processing. This wooden nail was found on the mat and could be used for fixing the mat on the floor, but could be not. This is also, if you know, Chalcolithic period is the period when people starting to use metal, like copper, this case. And this is earliest metal production. This is copper ore, this is stone ladle for smelting the copper, and this is the products, weapons and tools. Chalcolithic textile also were found in the cave, also with these weights made of stone and ceramic. And this gave us information that the people were weaving with loom. This is cotton seeds found in the trench 3. This is medieval textile bundle for keeping seeds. Inside were found beetroot seeds, a huge amount of beetroot seeds, together with some coriander, barley, and wheat seeds. Back to the Chalcolithic period. This is Chalcolithic mat, and this basket with the rope. With this, we can also understand that they were also taking care about the look. They were weaving it, like putting it with each other in alternating pattern to have these colors. This is linen fishing net, which is an evidence that the people was fishing. It's microscopic photo from the textile. It shows that there were preserved aquatic plant. With this photo, we can understand that they were using these baskets for transportation of large jars or pots. And these are medieval fragment of carpet and probably belt. Now to the dark side of the cave. Many human remains were found there, as I said before. These skulls were found in the pots, put in the pots. One of them was with this femur, and it wasn't from the same person. From one of the skull was found even a fragment of desiccated brain remain. And this is face reconstruction of the skull. Sorry, The small one is a woman. These two others are men. And you can see here their ages approximately. Excavation still going on, but outside of the cave, not inside of the cave. And now I want to show you the video because it's hard to understand with the photos, so you will be do virtual tour in the cave. Thank you. Thank you. And I have the replica with me. If you want, you can see it. I put it here.
All right, we'll take some questions. asking the first question, which is, you said near the beginning, I don't remember the number of caves that have been documented. Approximately how many have had substantial excavations done in them?
When I said they found 3,000 caves, they documented it. They didn't found. For example, Areni-1 Cave was very famous for locals, but it wasn't documented. Many caves were excavated, but with numbers I cannot say.
Please.
Hi, thank you. It's not turned on.
Oh. Yes.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, thank you. It's wonderful, just wonderful.
Thank you.
So people actually lived in the caves?
People lived outside of the cave, not
Okay.
inside of the cave.
Okay. And I was just wondering, just a general question, what do we know from the archaeological findings about whether these people came from somewhere else or were there, or where were they coming from, where were they going? And also like other archaeological findings in other parts of the world at the same time? I mean, this is a very huge, general and unsophisticated question, but it makes one wonder. It's amazing. Oh, and one more quick thing, which is you mentioned the red coloring. Is it that they were using the pomegranates, etc., to color the pots, or it's just okay? Thank you.
No, I said that they were found residue which was containing malvidin, which is the pigment which gives the color of the grape. So it shows that there was a grape. Of course, we had another things to be sure that it was vine complex, but also that was very important for us. About the people who were living there, they shared the same culture with. There's a site Tilki Tepe in Turkey, which has very similar culture with these people. Mm.
Hi. First I want to say it was a fantastic presentation.
Thank you
And I'm
very
sort of a nerd and geek. This is great. So I have a couple questions. On your slide 2, could you, was it 3 that's showing the depth? What kind of depth were you talking about that you found these different layers at different periods? If you could click down to 3.
Okay.
No, up. That. Yes, no, I forgot. Which one was it that had the depth shown? How deep were they? Yes. How deep are you kind of talking? How many feet? Or meters? Yes.
It depends which part. It could be 2 meters. You mean the excavations? How deep we go during? Yeah. It could the deepest part. I think 1.5 meters, and could be like 50 centimeters. Depends which part.
Okay.
From the surface level?
Yeah, from the surface.
And how far into the cave from the entrance are these? How far do you have to go into the cave before you encounter these sites?
Like, you mean inside of the cave, how far we should?
Yes.
It's right very close to each other, but there is no way to go. Maybe, how much? 10 meters? I don't know. Approximately 10 meters. It's from this part, yeah, or more.
Now, for the shoe that you found, that you showed us, and you showed that it was in the museum, is that encased in a glass with like helium to protect it, or some other inert gas?
Inert gas. Recently, we put it. The museum put it in a place where the light should be like Yes.
Two more, sorry. I just recently read yesterday that they found a tree in Judea in the desert in a cave, a seed, and they actually grew it for 14 years. The tree's grown now. They've nurtured it back. Are any of your seeds that you guys have found for the grapes anything viable that you're going to try experiments by growing them?
No,
No.
we
All right.
haven't tried.
Last question. Any DNA found in any of the human remains?
I think they did the DNA, and that's why we have the reconstruction of the skulls, because with DNA we can know the color of the hair, color of the eyes, and
Okay, so that was a more advanced reconstruction. Gotcha. Okay, thank you so much.
thank you.
I know DNA analysis isn't your job, but is there any relationship between, DNA relationship between these remains and people still living in the region?
We can say that they are our ancestors. That's
Hello.
hello.
I just wanted to ask two questions. One, has anything been found on the walls, like in Spain at Altamira? They have, a lot of prehistoric kinds of artwork. I was curious if anything's been found. And the second, you could see some tourists were in there. Is there anything being done for climate control, so perhaps things don't get damaged from the new generations of people coming in?
Unfortunately, no, not yet. But the team is working to improve the conditions of the cave. Very soon, I think we will have it in the cave. And paintings? No, no. We don't have.
My question is, how far back was human habitation? Did it go all the way back to the Neolithic period?
Yeah.
And then were these different habitations, were they continuous or?
Yeah, but with some gaps. You see that there is no Bronze Age, there is not only early Iron Age, but not the other parts. So not all the periods,
Okay.
but
thank
many.
you.
So this is probably like Archaeology 101, but what preserves something like a grape or something that's organic? Or is it petrified at this point? Like what keeps it for so many years? That's if that's part of this. And two, how do you decide, like you said, now you're mostly outside of the cave? When do you say, that's enough, like we're done digging in here, we want to go outside now?
Yes. We never say that's enough. We always continue to excavate, but in this case, there are too many materials coming from these trenches, which are now serve as a touristic place. So we need to have big money to start to conserve, like to show it to tourists and parallelly excavate it. And why we are excavating, right now we excavate, this is trench 5, right, here, because we want to find Paleolithic evidence there. But we didn't find the layer. We found some Paleolithic tool, but not the layer. So every year we continue to find the layer.
My name is Ken. That's American version of my name, Karen. And just a little preface. First of all, I would like to thank you for this long trip coming here and presenting this very, very important subject. Taking this long trip and being here in front of English-speaking audience, it's a big challenge. And besides that, the kudos goes, of course, to Siska and NAASR. So we can thank all of you. Personally, I'm a man who was many times in that cave and having chance to photograph, taking tourists there, and if not to mention, being an expedition of Boris Gasparyan and Diana who found the shore. The cave is really impressive, and that is a big plus for our heritage. As you're an archaeologist, I would like to ask a very specific question. You may not know, may know, so try your best. As I was there, so I saw many things. I know that Boris also pay attention to formation of the layers of the dirt, and this is there are so many things underneath yet. I saw a professional who was analyzing the dirt, telling the types of dirt there. But one thing I noticed, and I have no answer for it, just in front of the cave, just by the entrance, on the right side, there are big rocks, vertical rocks, and I noticed that the formation, the texture of the rock is similar to what can be found in the deep sea deposits that's formed by shells, sea shells, okay, and they can easily be seen. And the altitude are measured is exactly, you cannot believe exactly 1,000 meters, the altitude of the entrance. 1,000 meters, how much it does? 330, no, 3,000 feet. So, and it is interesting that at the altitude of more than 3,000 feet high, we see the texture, which is usually common for sea bottom.
Let's see what she has to say.
Yeah, thank you.
If I got your question, I think I said that it was formed during Jurassic Cretaceous period, and it's sedimentary, so it was washed, so it was underwater. That's why you see the similarity with the sea rocks.
Okay, does it mean that the surface of the Earth was raising up?
I don't know that.
Okay. Anyway,
cannot-
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Anyway.
Question from online. Any reason or speculation why the skull and leg bone that were buried together are from different people? Is there any conjecture?
That's why we call it a ritual. We don't know really.
And this is, I guess, related to a question that's been asked. Curious how much involvement global wine media has with the cave, education, promotion of tours, etc. Is this part of the wine tourism trade in Armenia now, as well as archaeological?
Yes, many groups are coming from outside. It's like included in the tour, wine tours, and many people knows about that. And
actually, when buying a shoe for my mother, I found the box. Sir, just move a little bit. Sorry. I'm not immortal, sorry. So I found a producer, which was mentioned exactly as Areni-1. Producer of the shoes in America. Areni-1.
Ah.
yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the box.
Okay, thank you.
Also, as long as I know, the other version of the name is the Cave of Birds, right?
Yeah, Bird's Cave.
Birds Cave. Because of
Many cave swallows nest there. Yeah.
because of this.
Ani, are you continuing your involvement excavating in the cave? When you go back, for example,
Yeah,
or next year? Or?
This year we didn't excavate it yet, so when I go, I think we will start to excavate Trench 5.
Which is the trash?
Yeah.
That's where the good stuff is. Well, Ani, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, there's another question.
That was actually one of my questions about the trash. So they actually had a particular place where they were keeping their trash? Like they, you said that one of the caves was trash.
Yeah.
So they actually were separating out and keeping
Yeah,
their trash somewhere?
Some part they really separated, some part they throw away and it accumulated like a trash layer. Like it's mixed. We cannot understand which one is middle-age layer, which one is Chalcolithic. We can find both Chalcolithic and middle-age layers artifacts next to each other.
Wow. And then one more question about gross things. You said there was a layer of dung and that was preserving things.
Mm-hmm.
Was that there because animals were there or because they were using the dung to, I don't know,
No, because
insulate
animals
or-
were there, yeah.
Okay. Dang, okay.
Yeah, only,
Just
No.
one shoe,
yeah,
right?
just one shoe, yeah.
This is not the original shoe. But you can come look at it. Yes, Nancy?
Yeah, I just have one more question. Could you just talk about, we know you and a lot of the archaeologists from Armenia are working on this project. Could you talk about other universities or the interest of other institutions, museums around the world? Or contributions that have been made by others?
Usually, most of the excavations were carried out with other institutions coming from outside. Like Trench 5, we are excavating with American expedition. Yeah. All of the excavations were carried out with cooperating excavations, project excavations.
So, who found the shoe? I know that a young girl.
Yeah.
Were you there? Or
No.
who was there when, what was the feeling when she found the shoe? What happened?
Question is, sorry, who found the shoe and were you there?
I haven't there, so I don't know the feeling of. Yeah.
That must have been very exciting.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah. Yes.
If you don't mind, Annie. I'm not speaking in instead of you, but I would like to answer to the question, if I can.
Who found the shoe?
Her name was Diana.
Diana Gasparian?
Gaspar. I don't remember surname. Diana. I forgot. Yeah. But it's not correct in archaeology to say who found because the team found. That they could be the worker were working there. He could find the shoe could find from the worker, from the archaeologist, from so it doesn't matter. The team.
Just told me all this, what happened exactly at the time when she found it.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how she felt was very happy.
Sure, very happy. But the day that they found, I know that they thought that it's like a modern shoe. They didn't know. Then the analysis come and they understood that it's.
The question was that this will change her life. What she said. She understood that something happened and that will change her life, but exactly she didn't know what she found. But she understood it was something very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Ani, thank you so very much.
Thank you all.
We hope you'll come back with more discoveries in the future.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to our online viewers as well. And there are refreshments and a shoe. Please come look at the shoe.
Yeah, sure. It's replica.